Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come. Placing your G-spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jay, and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J-spot on IntellectualRadio.com.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay, and sitting next to me, Jay. We rocking this thing right now. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot, and also follow us on Instagram. Thank you so much, the J Spot. Thank you, 30 and Up, doing us, Tyson Smith. Thank you, Pit Life and Pit Life Queens with Prayers Washington. We want to thank you all. Thank you all so much for supporting the show, supporting the group, supporting the page. We really appreciate you all. If you have any questions or comments that you want, or scenarios or topics that you want us to talk about, you want to send somebody congratulations on graduating, divorce parties, things like that, please email us at dearjspotradio@gmail.com. Again, that's dearjspotradio@gmail.com, and J is spelled Jaye. Now, you all, it's a lot of stuff that's been going on the media, and I just want to give a PSA. Listen, now we gonna come on, pull your chip a little bit so we can really have a heart to heart. Listen, stop videotaping yourself doing these dudes, okay? Stop doing that. I don't care how in the moment what they saying. Stop doing that. I mean, these females are getting caught up in these situations. I felt so bad for this. I don't know what's her name. Y'all tell me here, you know her name. But the one that the videotape accidentally leaked with her doing all kinds of ungodly, well, he was enjoying it, but the Tierra Marie, the tape that leaked with the girl, it was that, and I didn't see it, but just hearing about it, I'm just like, man, you ruined somebody's life. Like, that's somebody's daughter, that's somebody's sister. I don't know if she's a mother, but I cannot even imagine some mess like that leaking. That was just totally uncalled for. So please be mindful. Talk to your daughters, because listen, I have a teenage boy. Kids are out here sending those same type of pictures and those same type of videos. So please go through your kids' stuff. Check their Instagrams, check their phones, check all their social media stuff, because the stuff that I see on these social medias, I just wonder, I can't help but wonder to myself, does their parents know that they up here got butt shots? And teenage girls, these little grammar school kids, listen, no age is off limits as far as you going through their stuff, because with social media and things like that today, these young people are ruining their lives before they even get started. It's like you already got soft porn, some of them hard porn. Now y'all better watch them, but you already have all this stuff circulating behind you. I was just thinking, as I saw the stuff that's circulating with the girl, when I saw the story, I'm just like, man, I'm so glad that I came up when I did, because I could not even imagine having social media, cameras and phones and all this other stuff for some of the stuff that we went through. And a lot of it is growing pains, but to have that recorded and then placed before millions of people to witness, it's like that's gonna never go away. So now this young lady has to walk around with a stain, literally and figuratively, because I heard the stuff that dude did to her. I'm like, ooh, okay. But I mean, that's just not something, the way he did her, It's like it was too much. You got to check it out. Check the story out. I think her name is Tierra Marie. Check that story out. Again, like I said, I did not watch the video or I did not see any of the pictures, but I just heard about the story and some of the things that were being said. And I'm just like, man, if it's really like that, this young lady, her whole career, if she has a career in anything, is definitely going to be tarnished. And since she is of African descent, she's not going to make it and become a multimillionaire because she done performed all these flavorful tricks and acts. She's going to be drugged through the mud. And it's unfortunate that because of your color, you can do the same thing. You can do the same disgusting or sexual things, and one person becomes a multimillionaire for it, and then the other one is cast out and called all kinds of $2 HOEs and all kinds of stuff just because of her nationality. I think that's unfair. But if you are doing all these things, don't record it. Do not record it. I'm going to say it again. Do not record that stuff because things happen. I mean, stuff accidentally get hacked and things leak, and then things don't accidentally leak. People just leaking this stuff on purpose. And I'm not really sure why would you want to leak something as personal as that. I'm not sure, it's beyond me. But please check your kids because, as I said, a lot of these kids are definitely into this type of stuff. They're recording themselves, not even paying attention or not even aware on how it's going to affect them in the future. So again, stop doing the booty up and recording it. Okay. I know that was like 90s and stuff. So whatever we calling it today in 2018, stop doing it for the gram, stop doing it for the camera, because man, one day your phone gonna break and it could leak, and you don't want all the stuff that was leaking on her face. You don't want all that of you out there. So I'm going to take a short musical break, you all. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the hot topics that have been trending through the J Spot. You are listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time, on IntellectualRadio.com. We are IR Station.
I got you. Through poverty and pain, baby, you know I got you. Ain't no shame. On the block to Broadway, to Wall Street and Pissy always, I got you. I got you. And I'll be alive. I never could. No, I don't love you. My dream. That you are my ghetto boy. Said I lay my night down on the line. Down on the line. And baby, it takes remedy. I dropped down to my knees for you. Love's got hold of me. I'm a slave, don't set me free. I'm a runaway running down Love Street. Love Street. Your love's got hold of me. I'm a slave, don't set me free. I'm a runaway running down Love Street. Love Street. From the block to Broadway, to Wall Street and Pissy always. I got you. I got you. Through poverty and pain, baby, you know I got you. No, not even hell can tear us apart. Baby, you speak so slow, like a white wine. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Like to Broadway, to Wall Street and Missy always. I got you. I got you. You're poverty and pain. Baby, you know I got you. Ain't no shame. From the block to Broadway, to Wall Street and Pissy always. I got you. I got you.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay, and sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, Sizzling Simply E. Hey, E.
Hey, boo thing. Wonderful.
Okay now. Okay. Let me not get caught up in that.
Yeah.
And sitting next to Sizzling Simply E, we have my other co-host, my other partner in crime, Pretty Precious Bonner. Hey, Precious.
Hey, Jay. Hey,
How you
everybody.
doing?
I am fantastic.
Good. Thank you all so much for joining me. Please go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot, and also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three.
Do it again.
Now, before you guys came in, oh my goodness. So he's trying to be high tech. See, I don't like that because he always catches me with my mouth open. But before you guys came in, I was asking everybody, what did they think about the video, the young lady that her sex tape leaked, and it was just the most unflattering positions that she could be in. I mean, he sprayed her whole face up, and he put it on, it leaked. Right, he gave her a face mask, and he leaked that.
Who did it?
It's the girl. Her name was, I believe, Tierra Marie.
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm not aware of who she is.
Somebody.
Like, is she a model or is she an actress or something?
She's somebody she used to be somebody, but she used to potentially was going to be somebody.
She's somebody now.
I know, right?
She the mask.
And it's so crazy because I'm just like, first of all, that was just a boyfriend. And so you're doing that he's an ex-boyfriend, but he allegedly got mad and allegedly leaked these photos and videos and all of this of her. And it's just like, first of all, why are you even recording something like that? And, that ain't even your husband.
I can't even do, I'm sorry. I thought about doing the sex tapes and everything like that, but I can't do that with my boyfriend. And even if I do it with my husband, I want it to be, I know my children are out of the house. They're like not in the house where they're little. They're grown away out of the house. They have their own houses or whatever. And then, okay, we're going to do what we're going to do. And then we got a key, or I got the key to the lock of where the sex tape is going to be at, but it ain't going to be no, baby, let me put this on social media. I will social media, baby, bye. And when he died, I might bury it right underneath his dead behind and make sure that it's gone.
Sense to me. Like, you cannot be just first and foremost, you don't be making sex tapes with boyfriends. You don't make sex tapes with fiancés. A sex tape is like a 3-year wedding anniversary type thing.
It's past 3 years.
You can't be doing that with just everybody.
Maybe this is her claim to fame. Maybe she fell off a little bit. She needed to and
according to Kelly, she's on Love and Hip Hop LA, and that show is not very good.
So this her little claim to fame.
But the thing is, it doesn't really work like that in our favor. If you're of a darker shade, it don't work like that. They take you and call you
because what's that girl?
I actually know what she looks like now.
What what is her?
She got that because she got
Superhead got married.
Yeah, but look how they,
Eddie from
but she ain't made billions like the other ones did. But they drag her through the mud. They act like she ain't did the same thing that old girl that's a millionaire and her whole family, and she done train her little sisters to do the same thing.
They get no black man.
They don't treat Superhead like that. They call her every kind of HOE, but the Kardashians, they put them up on a pedestal. I'm like, wait a minute, did she not cock her thighs?
The difference is she done cocked her thighs and her video got leaked, and that's fine, but that's one. Superhead wrote a book.
She wrote a book and exposed everybody, and that's smart on her because the things that Superhead can do. I don't want to see it on video because the men. Can you imagine her name is Superhead? So you already know you gonna come in about 4.5 seconds. You gonna it's over with. I saw the video.
That's why she should get a Grammy
money. For Superhead. Superhead got a video. Oh, the other girl, she get a Grammy. That's so nasty. No. I mean, so she gotta, write a book because if she did a video and stuff, the dudes it would embarrass the men for the videos that she do because she gonna get you in 5.2 seconds.
No, but you know what? Men don't think like. I don't think men think like that. I think they were more embarrassed. I would be more embarrassed by a book first and foremost. Don't get me on video. Don't get me in a book. The video is like that long.
But see, but if it's a video, you can look at it now.
Right. I see your face. You have to use your imagination.
The only video that's helped out is Mr. Kelly. He like.
I was gonna say, hey. Some people be on the video, you can debate it. It's debatable. It's what all these special effects.
He got out of jail.
Hey, Kelly.
Camera tricks on you. You can't believe what you see.
From what I understand,
print your name in a book.
From what I understand with that video with Mr. Kelly, it didn't play no, he was like, nah, that wasn't me too.
They was saying he was blaming on somebody that was close to him.
It was supposedly his brother or something. But think about it. How much extra punani did he get?
He got a lot.
Exactly.
A lot of little young girls was like, I give it to you and I'm only 12. What?
So now do you think that the guys are going to be lining up for Tierra Marie? I
mean, she got, I bet she got some beautiful skin now. That's vitamin E from what I said. That's why I got this pimple right here because it ain't happening. I ain't had nothing in a minute. I got this pimple right here. Hint to somebody, got this pimple right here.
But you know what? The thing is too also is that these young girls are doing this. Like my son is a 20.
I break
and the stuff that he done show, I'm like,
that's because their mothers want to not talking to them. I mean, I have grown, we talk. We have bold conversations. Me and all three of mine. We talk. And my daughter and I talk. And they are don't you be sticking your stuff down there. And then they boys stuff is nasty and it stinks. And then it gets sticky and it sticks to their side of their leg and you gotta peel the dick off.
Rhonda Lake is saying, "Come on, ladies, let's talk about co-parenting."
No. Cause she on the feed now. Cause if y'all like last year, remember I gave birth, right? Twins made one the other day. So on that feed, I said my hair is messed up, and if you all find Rhonda, I need you all to whoop her ass because Rhonda was supposed to do my hair, and she didn't do my hair. So my hair, the sewing I had was all
when I saw the hot mess, I was just like, wow,
that's that Rhonda Lake. So when y'all find her,
I was like, wow,
because my hair still need to be done.
So now one of the hot topics today. Through our Facebook, the J Spot Land. Welcome to J Spot Land. Hey, you all. Okay, we asked the question. If you are not attracted to him or her, but they treat you so well, would you stay with them? No. And I kind of dealt with this myself. Like, if there's no attraction, but you guys enjoy kicking it and hanging out.
We can be friends. If we can still remain friends, then yeah. But to say, love is funny. You may grow to love that person, but I don't want to grow to love you if it's not a physical attraction instantaneously. I'm not attracted to you physically off the bat. If I gotta think about, well, he look all right.
Well, what if he's just super, super good to you and it surpasses?
There's no such thing.
I guess when you turn the lights off, we're attracted. He's attracted.
Not necessarily. He might breathe funny.
I can sleep through snoring, so I love snoring, so they don't even. I sleep through drool and stuff.
I know you snore.
Facebook, what do you all think? Would you stay with him or her if you're not attracted to them? However, they treat you so well. They treat you like a king or treat you like a queen. The only thing is there's no physical attraction, but you guys like being together. And see, here's the thing. That's what I struggled with because this guy, you know, a couple of guys that I felt like that, but this one particular guy, you know, he was really cool. I really had a good time hanging out with him, but it's like when he reached in, will reach in for a kiss. I'm like, whoa, okay, you know,
Matrix on that, you know,
because I'm just like, okay, you know, it's I wasn't there. I didn't feel that, and it's like over time, I never felt it, but I like hanging out with him. I liked kicking it with him. And so I'm like, okay, so am I wrong because I'm not attracted to you?
Did he know that you weren't attracted to him?
If you...
No, she didn't tell him.
Right. I'm like,
and you probably thought, oh, you know, this is just Jay. She doesn't do anything. It's cool. And I'm moving too fast. And he was just coasting along and not knowing that you can't stand the idea of the white stuff that forms a Sunday.
Right. Oh man, I would have been
that
really
white stuff.
That white stuff.
Then I'd be thinking he got a mouth shot too. You know, like that girl did.
Been thinking he was some type of dog with rabies or something. But thankfully that wasn't really the case. He did have some other things going on that really scared me. But yeah, I just like I was not like when I tell you. It was like a wet match. You wouldn't get no spark nowhere. And I'm just like, see, that's the type of person I could cuddle with and would not have, but then I get mad if you got 21 salute in the middle of the night. Then I'd be like, whoa, you not where we going and what we doing, you're not gonna need that. So you can go ahead and calm down, boy. You can put that one down because you don't need that.
We gonna need this.
No, we ain't gonna need that. Put it in your pocket. I don't know, leave it at home. We not gonna need it.
Like, so here's my thing, and it's so funny because I had this conversation with a guy friend of mine. I am one of those people that I truly enjoy I can enjoy your company and have no attraction to you whatsoever. And in fact, I will hook you up with other people I know.
Yeah, see,
I'm trying to get with no friends. I'm good. I do. You know how that girl say?
What you do.
Yeah, I do. I do hook people up. I will hook you up. Like, listen.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to hook them up with anybody else because I'm selfish like that.
But see, that's not fair to him though. You know, you have you're not even potentially going to marry this guy. You don't even want to be with him in that way. So why are you wasting his time and keeping him off the market in hopes of getting you to change your mind?
And that's the thing. So is that what's going on? Like, I mean, is that wasting his time because I'm not sexually attracted to you because I don't want to do the hanky panky with you, but I have a good time with you. I respect you. I do for you like you do for me. But since there's no sexual chemistry there.
You marry somebody you are not sexually attracted to?
No.
So is that wasting his time?
So is he saying, what if he's not talking about marriage? What if he haven't said anything about marriage? And I'm like, okay.
What if he was talking about marriage?
Oh, if he was talking about marriage, which he was, but you know, hypothetically.
I want you to be my wife.
Right, and that's when I started to back away because when you start having that conversation, I'm like, okay, well, you know, now
it's fun.
It's outside of where it is. But I'm like, to say I care for him, I cared for him, but I wasn't sexually attracted to him. So was that wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, no, because care is
sexual.
Right, so care and Facebook, what do y'all think? Is that wrong? If you care for someone, but you're not sexually attracted to them and you want to continue to hang out with them, is that wrong or is that using them? And plus, I mean, like I say, please, let me tell y'all before y'all even go there, don't try to make this no money issue. She trying to go out because I know some of y'all on here that be trying to, y'all just want all these free dates and free. Listen, the place that he was telling me I can go take myself to and, you know, have twice as much fun.
So even when guys say that stuff, that blows me because I was watching somebody's thing about chivalry. And I believe in chivalry, you know. And yeah, if you want to take me out, if you called me up and said you like me or whatever, let's go out. Well, yes, open my car door, pay for the meal, and leave the tip. You know, I may offer, you know what, I'll get the tip or whatever, but you're going to pay for the damn meal. And if don't ask me, where would you like to go to? Because if I choose on where I would like to go to, then I don't get upset because I've chose this spot or whatever, and it may be an expensive spot, but that's on you. You asked me out on the date.
So
I'm sorry,
just funny. No, I'm
Hey,
so glad
Terry.
you said that because so this guy asked me out on a date last night. Funniest thing ever. Because we're talking or whatever, and he was like, "Oh well, I love to take you out." I was like, "You know what? I am actually bored. I'll let you take me out to dinner tomorrow night." He was like, "Why you say it like that?" I was like, "Well, because I don't really find you all that interesting." But you
That's
feel
just
rude. He
rude.
shouldn't have asked. So I was like, I don't really find you all that interesting, but according to you, you have a lot to offer, so I'll give you the opportunity. Fine. So we're supposed to go out, and then
straight to the wife.
But then he goes and he says, he was like, "So where do you
look
want
like
to go?"
Precious from the movie.
So where do you want to go? I said, you
Mhm.
pick. He was like, I ain't trying to do nothing too much. I ain't trying to do nothing too crazy. I was like, what do you mean? Because I don't know what that means. What do you mean? I'm thinking you talking about trying to go skydiving. I don't do that. I am black, contrary to popular belief. I'm not jumping out no plane. Not a perfectly good one. So he was like, well, I ain't trying to do nothing too big. I ain't trying to spend nothing like $100. Y'all, I started laughing. I said, you know what? Let me tell you something.
He said, what?
He's not trying to spend $100.
It's so much stuff that you can do that's way less than $100 for two people that is actually fun.
Time out. And this is what bothered me. It's not even about the $100 because again, you've gone out with me. Out for one, I've spent $100+ on tacos for two people.
Seriously.
Okay.
Seriously.
I do what I do. I will also go somewhere and I spend $29 for three people. It's just a matter of what it is that I want. So I'm not that chick. I'm not that chick to be like, oh, you got to spend this amount of money. But what you're not going to do is put a dollar amount on me to when I'm allowing you to take me out. Because one, you ain't. Two, you ain't even that smart. And three, apparently you broke.
And four, if you're not in position to date, please stay out of the dating pool. That's men and women. And that's going to lead to the next scenario that we had. Now, here's the thing. If the women, come on, ladies, we got to do better than this. If you are in a state that requires a car and he does not have a car, okay? And he wants you to pick him up and drop him off for the date. The first date, you understand me? Okay. And women are saying they're doing it. What's your take? We
talked about this. I've dated somebody like that. He didn't have a car. I was happy that he had a great job. He just didn't have a car. And I knew why, the situation behind all of that. And so I had no problem. We went on a date. We had a great time. He put gas in my car. He did the whole chivalrous thing or whatever, he wasn't driving my car. We went on a date. He paid for the date, left the tip, we hung out and everything else, kissed me goodnight. And, I was fine. And we still have a great, friendship now,
Does he have a car now?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, good. Because that was just a temporary situation.
It was a temporary situation, but he does have a car.
Chronic people, and here's the thing: if you don't know how to drive, that's one thing, but discuss that before, all of that. But here's the thing: we as women, we gotta stop.
A car, but I ain't dating nobody who can't drive.
Well, what's the difference?
He can't drive. No, there is a huge difference. First and foremost, I like road trips. Second of all, my family.
But if he ain't got no car, why y'all going on a road trip in your car?
The train.
You can if you don't have. So here's the thing. Again, I know too many people that don't have cars, and I know why. I know somebody who makes well over $150,000 a year that lives downtown, that walks dang near everywhere he has to go in his actual life. So for him, it wouldn't make sense. Like his parking spot costs more than most people rent.
But he lived downtown, so he shouldn't have moved down there if he couldn't afford the parking space. That's all I'm saying. It's not a matter of him being able to afford it. It just doesn't make sense. Well, here in Chicago, you need a car. If you're
if you're in the city, you really don't need a car. Because you don't. If you live out there in the boonies where I live out there, you need a car.
You better be 40 coming up to my door with your grocery bag. Getting off the bus. I'm going to tell you like that. That's just not going.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. I'm not. Listen, I'm just not the one, but there are plenty of women out there. But see, that's what makes me look bad, because now it's making it seem like I'm asking for too much.
That's what 90%
of the women on there are saying, yeah, I pick them up and I drop them back home. Ladies, come on.
If this is what you require, that he have a car, and if he really likes you, then he'll go get a car, or he'll figure out some type of way to come get you for the date. take you to wherever you want to go to, whatever. And then, because like I even dated a dude who had access to a car, but he broke his leg, got hit by a car, so he had his
See,
legs broken.
that's a
And so he
reason.
had to
That's
come.
something.
Like we went on a date, but like midway through whatever, I was like, I didn't feel like driving or whatever. So he wound up getting an Uber. We Ubered to our other location, whatever. Had a great time. I didn't like how he treated the staff, but we had a great time. He paid for everything. We went to another spot with the Uber, and he had the Uber wait for us. So I was like,
now, if I like him and considering a circumstance like that, that's understandable. We can work around that. I'm not sure how far we'd get, but we can try to work around that. But if you just flat out just don't have a car, you in between apartments. I'm not sure how you in between places right now. Because all of that, it kind of goes hand in hand. So you like, okay, I ain't got no car. Okay. So where you staying? Right now, I'm staying with my mom's. Right. Oh, whoa.
It's one thing if you're
for staying with your mama.
It's one thing if you're taking care of your mother. Then I can overlook that. It's another thing if you're staying with her because you just are staying with your mom.
But now, how you gonna know the difference?
When I go over there and investigate, I see the shade on the ventilator stuff. She getting around really good, and you ain't got no job. You ain't going nowhere, and you're just here. And then your room is like you never left.
So what about this one? Because I actually know a guy. His father died. His mother never had a job a day in her life.
She's taking care of her. I mean, I said if you were taking care of your mother, that's different.
But ain't nothing wrong with her.
She's used to her, being taken care of. That's different. It's one thing if she's taking care of him.
Yeah, that's another.
It's another thing if this is what his father has set up. This is what your mom is accustomed to. So I can because they do that in other religions
I'm with
and stuff.
That one, like I'm not about.
I can accept that. I can do that because he's gonna take care of his mother good like that. He's gonna take care of me like that.
Now what? Y'all coming in at y'all coming in 1:00.
Mama go
Sharon,
get your
now I don't want you coming up in my house.
Then that's when you gotta outthink your mama.
Not only that, but you have to think about it. If are you gonna move in with him and his mom?
I've known people like this. You gotta outthink them out. I'm telling you.
I'm not gonna outthink.
Yes, if you really like him, I don't like him. It's not in your house. You're in his house.
Exactly.
So if you really like him, if y'all are going somewhere and he really loves you and cares about you, all you gotta do is outthink her.
We gonna sell somebody. We're gonna sell the mama's house.
No, we're not gonna sell her house.
That's what we
don't do that. Because I have a friend now. We're really good friends, and his ex-girlfriend, she had moved. He had a apartment, like the basement apartment was his and the house was his mother's, and he had money and everything like that. So he moved in, he had moved with his girlfriend and they stayed there, but the mother, she was causing issues, whatever. She had access to the apartment and everything like that. And so I was like, you know what, just go ahead, and nothing was wrong with her, but the only person that she had was her, her husband. Her husband wound up dying many, many years ago from cancer or something. So but and he was the only child. So she babied him and everything like that. He was a mama's boy. But what I told him to do, your girlfriend is getting upset. She loves you. You love her. Just go ahead and get a condo or whatever. And
I say just know your strengths, because if that's not me personally, I don't think I would go into a situation like that trying to change, because then that's trying to
lonely.
That's trying to change him. And trying to change how he feels, and a lot of times,
well, you changing him because you putting that thing on him.
Yeah, but then you putting him in position like we talked about last week to choose between your mama and the person. And I'm like
with the outcome, like he wound up moving, bought a condo on Lake Shore. And so he still has the condo on Lake Shore. Him and her are not together because of other things, happened over time. And his mom is still in the house. And he has an apartment rented out, but you just have to figure out, is this person, do I really want to be with this person? You do your pros and your cons on the whole.
Now, fellas, what about you? Would you date a woman that lived at home with her parents, with her kids? So it's her and her kids, and they still staying at home with her mother. Would you date a woman like that? What if it's again, it goes back for me, financial reasons. If she's still at home, then you know what? There's some other things that you need to get in order before you're out here trying to date. I mean, dating should just not be priority number one. That's just
somebody share this video with my daddy. Daddy, can I please go back home?
That's just my opinion. But we're gonna take a short musical break, you all, and when we return, we are going to get into our next hot topic. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot where we are strengthening relationships and families. One conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station.
Rhonda.
I know it's gonna be good, girl. I can feel your water streaming down all around. Here's my love, and I qualify in your eyes. I can feel myself deeper inside your body. Oh, here by my side. All I can see like my fire. I can see it in your eyes. Show feels good to me when I'm pushing inside of you. Pushing inside of you. Can't explain the way it feels. All I wanna do is be with you. Good to me when I'm pushing inside of you. Pushing inside of you. Can't explain the way it feels. All I wanna do is be with you, baby. Enough of that foreplay. Something's telling me that your body's so cute. So, here's my love. Am I qualified in your eyes? I can feel myself deeper inside. You ought to come here by my side. You like my fire. I can see it in your eyes. When I'm pushing inside of you. Pushing inside of you. All I wanna do is be with you. Good to me when I'm pushing inside of you. Can't explain the way you feel. All I wanna do is be with you. Let's go all night, all night. La 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 la. Sure feels good to me when I'm pushing inside of you. I'm pushing inside of you. Yeah. The way you feel, all I wanna do is be with you. Pushing inside of you. Can't explain the way you feel. All I wanna do is be with you.
Took you long enough? Let's hit it.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families. One conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay, and that ugly voice that you heard, that was the producer. You know, he's just the principal.
He goes,
he's just
ugly voice. She didn't say you was ugly. You was handsome.
Kind
you sound ugly.
You was so sweet.
You was smart.
He just makes me sick and confused.
You was important. You was smart. You was handsome, and you was important.
That's your story you sticking to? Let me tell you what he said before y'all came in.
Oh, for real? We was right here, but now we all in left field. Now we ain't even.
Hold on. Sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, Simply E. Hey, E.
Hey.
Don't have to listen. The song was pushing inside of you.
I'm trying to get some push inside of this.
But next to Sizzling Simply E, we have my other co-host, my other partner in crime, Pretty Precious Bonner.
The nice one
Precious.
again. Hi, Jay.
How you
Hi,
doing?
everybody. This is my non-exercising wave. Hi, everybody.
Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. Please go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot, and also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Now, last week we talked about bitterness, being bitter, and how to let it go. Now, what is bitter? According to an online source, being bitter is a chronic and pervasive state of holding resentment. It is regarded as one of the most destructive and toxic of human emotions. Now, what causes people to be bitter? In your opinion, E, what causes people to be bitter?
Because they just can't get over things. You know, the person done dumped them, or they can't have it their way, so now they want to get upset, and they can't accept the fact that it's either over with, the person has moved on, or whatever. They've not gotten. Except sometimes you just gotta accept failure. Sometimes in your life, hell, you know, just be real. Oh,
Jesus, see,
just accept it.
Me.
So, what about you, Precious? What causes some people to be bitter?
When they realize whoever they with moved on to somebody better than them.
Now,
What about you?
what causes people? There's a number of things that I think that
You gotta
cause
stick to
people
one.
to
And you
be
stick to one.
bitter.
The one that you didn't work with Walter on.
Yeah, I told him I didn't want to work on that. You know, that's because that would change and alter the dynamics of who I really am. So, what causes people to be bitter though? Like for relationships, like you guys said, it's hard to let go. Like, and then first of all, let me just back that up. You've lied to them and you've created this false future for this person. And that's why they can't let it go. I mean, it's not like you said,
yes,
okay.
Come on, yes, Purple,
Yes,
yes.
so
At least
shake the
Purple look
boots.
good. Go ahead, on, baby.
So it's not like you said, well, we gonna just, date for a little while. You painted this false facade. We're gonna get married.
Marriage.
We're gonna move here. We're gonna move there. We're
I'm the
gonna do
calm
this and we're gonna do that.
Yes.
Snatch the rug.
Snatch it. Praise them. We need a collection.
That's bitterness.
Collection on bitterness.
That's one scenario for bitterness.
Praise.
And then to add to it, we're gonna put the capital B in bitterness. When you go and after you done pull the rug from under them, and then you go with somebody else,
and
you give them what you said you was gonna give me.
And she ugly.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it.
But what if she
you
bad
have
though?
bitterness.
She ugly and she got a bad body.
Right, she's ugly. She look like a
she ugly, but
teenage
she
mutant
fine.
ninja turtle. I don't care. The fact is, he gave her what he said that he was gonna give to that person.
Hey, Rick.
So that's how you create.
This is how you create bitter. Jay's definition of bitterness.
Right
Rewind
there.
that $5, please, to send it to the J Spot. J.
Yeah, but that's
Okay,
the
with
thing.
you.
It's like now you done went and did all of this, and I don't understand that, especially at this point in like. If you ain't gonna do it, just don't do it. I mean, I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you and tell you no. I'm not gonna sell you no dream. I'm not gonna tell you that we
No
finna
pipe
be together. If I'm not feeling you like that,
Jay, I love you.
oh, sorry to hear that. Right, and it's like I cannot. No, but I can't accept that because I'm not.
Let's read some comments because this
I'm
crazy.
not. Like,
This Rhonda Lake, Miss Lake. Oh, Jesus. Rhonda, go jump in a lake. But Miss Rhonda Lake said, I was bitter because he called me on my stuff. And when the tables turned and I called him on his stuff, then he became bitter. That's reversing of the bitterness. I like that in you. I like
right,
that.
and see, the thing is with that bitterness, I mean, if you don't stop it, it will definitely go from being tiny to it's like now
It's a big thing where you got
Kobe,
do
you
all
having
of this
issues.
girl. I promise.
Kobe, you having issues because
Mhm.
we're good. Our broadcast, are y'all's broadcasts being interrupted? Because we're good on this end.
And see, and that's the thing. So it's just like when you having those, that's why I always encourage people, listen, if you've been through a breakup like that or a situation like
Go sit
that,
on the couch.
it's okay. Yeah, you gotta talk, you gotta work that iron that thing out, because if you don't, then you
gonna
are
be on
ruined
camera doing this,
for
talking
the
about
next.
the situation that
Who's
you was
doing that?
going through.
So you'll be ruined for the next
next
person. And it takes time. Like it really takes time to heal and get yourself together. And it's okay. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, well, I'm gonna get up under the next one. And well, you can't focus on what he doing up top because you still remembering how .com was doing it back before. So you gotta just listen. Put yourself on a timeout. Put your coochie on timeout. Put everything just on a timeout.
Don't put your coochie on a timeout.
You gotta put your coochie on a timeout.
Listen, don't give it a 5-second timeout. Like,
No,
put that coochie back in the game.
All time, listen to me. All coochie timeouts. Hashtag coochie timeout.
Hashtag
It depends on the amount of time that you've been in a relationship. So just know that some coochie timeouts need a little bit longer. You know, you need to get it together because especially if you like me, your coochie and your heart is connected. Man, that's a whole different ball game.
Oh,
so
man.
Hashtag coochie timeout. It's okay.
That.
It's okay to have a coochie timeout and get your mind together. Do you guys operate like? Because
No.
I'm terrible. I'm horrible.
That ain't what we do.
You know what? And I be trying to tell people that I tell men that I'm very different from anybody you'll meet. But, you know, I'm a dude too at the same time. I'll treat you real quick and drop your ass in a heartbeat, you know, and excuse my language, but I will. If I feel that, you know what? Yes, it's that time. I'm a bust it and keep it moving.
Yeah, no, that's never been my strength, and I recognize that. So I stay in my lane. Here's the thing: I'm not gonna put myself out there and try to make it seem.
If you're trying to, so here's the thing: you can have, you know, you can work all your muscles and not have your emotions be involved. Just work your muscles with somebody who ain't
know thine own self, because I'm not wired like that. Know thine own self, because if you ain't right,
scared looking at this look
right, because I'm just like he putting it up like, please, we in a relationship.
We're together. I mean, we married.
Listen, we French, we tongue kiss, we in a relationship. Quit playing with me, okay? So just know that. That's why I'm like, we doing all that.
Hi, Rick.
I'm gonna choke you.
You are not favorite comment of the day. Hi, Rick.
We are not doing.
Keep commenting, Rick.
We are
please.
not doing any of that. So
Screenshot some of this.
I'm just like I know myself to stay in my own lane.
I'm being
but it's like bitterness. You guys, you gotta let it go though. For real. You gotta let it go, because if you hold on to it, then it's stopping you from growing. It's gonna stop you from being happy. It's gonna stop you from moving on. Now, here's how to tell if you're still bitter or if you're bitter. If you say that person's name or somebody say their name, and it's just a whole bunch of cuss words that we can't say on iHeartRadio. If those words come to mind or come out your mouth, you got some work to do. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to the cell phone. You go back and check things out. If you can't go certain places without getting mad and you thinking about all the stuff that you may wanna.
I can do that. I can still go to certain places and not even if I'm upset with the person, whatever, but I can still go to a certain place and and enjoy myself, you know, with my new boo. I know me.
That's why I take everybody to what is my favorite restaurant. And that way I have no special memories of anybody and I can go every time and enjoy it.
No, I don't count.
Now the person, you have trust issues. You can't trust people because you haven't let go of the past hurt that's been done to you. So in order to move on with something new, you gotta let that go, because if not, he stay out. He get off of work at 7:00. He make it home at 7:25. Oh, honey, you about to set this man's clothes on fire because he 10 minutes later than what he typically.
That's
crazy.
Stuff.
That's crazy kind of stuff.
Like the Canada stuff. Wait a minute. That take you 15 minutes to get home because then I know how many miles it is from the house to the car, and then you got to stop by the gas station. So I know that takes you 5 minutes to pump some gas. To walk inside is a minute, and then you got to put the top on the gas, and that's 5 seconds right there. No, that's that Tasha Campbell. No, we don't do that.
No, it was a movie actually.
That's Tasha from Tyler Perry movie.
No, I know it was Insecure or Insecure.
Yeah, when he was bubble butt.
Yeah. That was crazy though. But people
funny.
are like that though.
He had
it's just
the roundest booty I've ever seen on a man.
But that's because of all the stuff that had been done to him in past relationships, and he never got over it. So he just he rejected this chick and inserted another chick and just, kept on with his own little crazy little program. program, and nobody told him he was crazy. Like his boys though, seriously should have told him, bro, you doing too much. Like you are just seriously overdoing it. And then people just sit back and let you do crazy stuff. Like somebody should have told me that jumping out of bushes wasn't,
I didn't know you then. I would have helped you out.
My sister did try to tell me, but I had her right there, with me. Sister, I'm sorry. No, I'm not, because we came up on a lot of good evidence, and we are better women though today from bonding in those TT bushes. We are definitely better women for that. So let's just say I'm not doing that, because my knees, like I tell you, my knees ain't what they used to be. That's probably because I've been down there stooping like this, like, dang, it's taking too long.
When you get down in the piss.
Because when you get down to it,
wake up.
We're going to get right.
You know what? I am so happy that I not had some of these dang on experiences. I'm
Come on,
so
fellas. Have you all jumped out of bushes? Come on, fellas. Let's be real. Have you?
They gonna try to make I'm all the only one.
Y'all not only one.
Or you drove down the alley because you thought that car was gonna be parked in the alley.
On the other side of the block and stuff, on the block behind, and walk past her house to just see if she in the window, decorating the tree with her new bed. Come on, dudes.
I
know the truth.
If you want to see, you want to know, just call me. Call me, text me. You laying up with somebody? Yep. Just call.
No, but what you creep and find out is always better than the expected visit. Trust me. Ooh, and believe.
But here's the thing: when you creeping on people and you pop up on people, that's how people die. Don't do that to people.
That's because you
just unaware. You get found out. You ain't supposed to do that. That's too crazy. You wanted to die. You had a mission. I'm going to die today because I'm going to go up to this. I'm creeping on her, and then when she see me and when her new dude, I'm like, oh. Hey,
right. It's like, no, you could never be the investigator. The investigator does not reveal themselves.
No,
okay?
No, we stay in the cut.
You stay.
We know.
Listen, because this is business. You got to precious. Let me
strategize.
You got to remove your feelings from this. You can't be
war. Love is war.
Thing, I don't have no feelings. I have self-preservation at all.
You have to get your little notepad.
This is war. Love is war.
Jot it down, okay?
And you got to know.
I get
He lives over here. Bonchiqua lives 4 miles over this way.
Let me tell you.
A mathematical question. How long is it going to take Bonchiqua to get to his house? And then perform those
if I am dating you and I feel like I am not the only one that you are dating, we are breaking up and we're no longer dating. So I'm not finna do all of that.
Again, I've been redeemed, so I don't do any of those. Call me if y'all need some tips. Inbox me. I got some stuff to tell y'all. I don't use it anymore, but I can help you out a little bit.
Wait, Kelly, I gotta do Kelly. Okay, Kelly is like, it sounds like, M and J. Okay, man, listen. This one chick was a no. I mean, you sit in front of her. All the dudes who need a line and go see this chick because her breath is so hot. It's going to just take all it off. Okay. But somehow she had a husband. So I just thought that maybe that was an aphrodisiac for him. Because I mean, when I tell you her breath was, we were sitting in the van one day and she was talking and the whole van got funky. And I was like, oh, you want some gum? Oh, no, thank you. No. So my friend started eating some gum. I started eating some gum. So we like, don't you want some gum? Oh, no, I'm good. No. And then the other person was like, oh, you should try some gum. She still didn't get the hit. Her breath is that bad, it's that bad. But she's one of them stalker ones. She will stalk because...
How's she gonna stalk if you smell her breath?
She will sit out there. I'm telling you, that breath is just... she will sit there. She will wait.
She will Kelly, you see what you done did. You see what you done started.
And then, oh, man, if I could say her name, I would. But all I can tell you is this much. What's that group? Frankie Beverly and Maze had a song about it. That's all I could tell you. He made a song behind her name. That's all I could tell you. And is that Frankie Beverly Maze? That's all I can say. And the breath was stupid. I wonder if her breath smells that bad. It was flaming hot out there. It was just shooting flames.
Oh my goodness.
On that way. So, okay, Kobe is saying, LOL, most women call men deadbeat nowadays when he's only late on child support money. Come on now, we got to do better. Kobe, what you talking about?
What's wrong?
Ain't nobody calling no man no deadbeat.
Early,
ain't nobody talking about no Now, you know what, Kobe, you may need to sit on that couch because I'm telling you, we all have some unresolved issues. And that sounds like ain't nobody. Who said, y'all said something about, maybe I missed it in the feed.
Can I say?
Maybe I missed it in the feed.
Say her name. Say her name.
It's okay.
No.
But according to an online source, let's help somebody get over their bitterness.
Help it. Yes. Yes.
According to an online source, here are a few tips to help let go.
Let go.
And let them use you. Okay. Let that bitterness go, you know. And I know some of these things, they really do help. Yes. Now, the first thing is make the decision to let it go. You got to just say to yourself, you know what? She ain't worth it. He ain't worth it. I'm gonna let this thing go. I can't keep going through this mess. That's the first thing.
Yes.
The next thing, express that they hurt you. Listen, if they done lied and you thought that you was getting married and you done told your family or y'all done been together all these years and y'all
dumped it at the altar.
I swear, every time this finger come out that,
if she breaks up with you at the altar, just express that she hurt you.
Yeah, and you know about that. You know, oh man, that. But you know,
especially when you got your outfit already picked out.
Man, tell me about it. So outfit. You have to, but you got to let it go though, and you got to express that person did you wrong.
You did me wrong,
and just
I was looking cute.
Accept it, like man, I was hurt. You was looking cute.
I was looking cute.
What?
And you canceled that wedding. We was looking sharp, okay? As sharp.
But you probably was not the only one that was gonna be happy because my sister now was complaining the whole time.
Oh, I was a little smaller than I had.
I'm getting married on. We getting married on the island, so we doing a small destination wedding. That's how it's gonna happen.
Right. You know what? All jokes aside, that's what I said. My next marriage, I'm getting married on a beach somewhere.
My first one, we going on down. We're gonna do a little, so you can have your little stuff together. You ain't gotta do all that. Where we going, it's not going. Yeah, we just
gonna wear a thong.
You ain't even.
I'm gonna wear a thong.
We need a commercial.
So Jaye's wedding.
That's you and your listen. That's you and your boo.
Remember,
you ain't gonna need no shoes and nothing. It's just gonna be a few of us. But I'm not going through all that.
Remember, like spring break '98 when they had the bathing suits that just had the strips, and it was like the one. I'm gonna have 3 strips, and then I have the one strip down at the buttons. That's what I'm wearing to your wedding. Just call me strip.
Well, let me rescind your invitation right now. Please. And now the next thing is you all stop being the victim and stop blaming others. Now here's the thing. Here's what you got to understand. Now the first time it was on them, the first few times, but listen, after you done forgave them or now you trying to turn a blind eye, act like you don't see, you got to take responsibility for your action and say, you know what? Yeah, I know he out there, but you know what? He mine. I love him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to stick with him and hopefully we can work it out. You ain't the victim now, or you ain't the victim this whole duration of this thing now.
He did everything. I didn't do nothing.
Nothing at all. I didn't see him cheating. I didn't see the text messages in his phone and still stay with him. Listen, now come on, some of that's on you. So if you have to accept and acknowledge that they hurt you, but you got to also accept the stuff that you did to yourself. Forgive yourself and let it go. I mean, just know better for next time.
This is why when I feel like you are cheating, we're just gonna break up. Because I won't miss no signs. Not never, ever again. I'm like, oh, you know what? My intuition told me you was a dog. So we breaking up.
And see, this is the stuff that you got to work on this, though, every day. This does not go away man, it was this one guy. It took a long time to get over this dude. Like, people think that this stuff, you just wake up and you over. No, you don't. Or at least it never happened like that for me.
You know what? With me, if I really loved you, my feelings are hurt. I'm going to cry. I really loved you. I'm going to get over you. I'm going to do that. That is true. Regardless, I'm going to get over you. I'm probably already got replacements in my inbox already lined up for you. But I'm not going to sit up there and I'm not going to call you. And I will text you that initial day. And the next day I'll probably just, say how you doing or whatever. Then after that, I'm going to tell my friends it's over with. They're going to be like, really? And then the next day I'm going to say I'm with somebody. They're going to be like, wait a minute, but I sure did.
Now, being older, now my fallback game is strong. Now, I ain't going to lie. Back in the day, I was, but now I'm just like, okay, you're not going to get a call from me. You're not going to get a text from me. If I see the shade and you acting like other than you're trying to be with me, I'm gonna let you do that.
Real talk. Like
I'm gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna call you. I'm not gonna
with Jay.
I'm gonna help you let this thing go. Yeah, it may hurt me, but guess what? You will never ever know.
You know what?
I ain't telling you. I ain't.
I'm not
calling
gonna
you,
put it on Facebook.
I don't do any of that. I'm one of those people, and he is my witness. I'm one of those people. If I start feeling like I'm investing more than you are, I'm gonna delete your number out my phone.
I'm just like, it's like,
and when the way for me to get your number back is you either gonna call me, text me, or you gonna give it to me.
I'm gonna put you on block.
Period.
I don't even want to be
I don't
bothered.
want to deal with it.
If it's been bad or whatever, if it's a bogus breakup, then if it's bogus, then I'm not going to say anything to you. If it's bogus, I'm going to go ahead and add you to the block list. I'm going to block you from all social media sites, period. And then when you decide to send me an email, I'm going to make sure that your name is added to the spam list so you can't reach me. So just, my best bet is to leave me alone if it's a bogus breakup. If it's a mutual breakup, whatever, then 9 times out of 10, I'm going to keep you on. We're going to be friends. But just don't be surprised that, okay, I'm seeing somebody the next week. No, you're not the flavor of the week this week. You chose that it was over with or whatever. It's not working out. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to stalk you. Probably dingling when that good. Probably because my imagination makes all dinglings really delicious. And it's going to be okay. I have a vivid imagination.
So let me ask y'all, have y'all ever experienced this? Like, you fell for somebody, but like by accident, like, and they don't know that you fell for them. So now how you gonna block them? Because they really didn't do nothing to you, but you the one got caught up and you started having feelings for them.
You delete their number.
But what did they do to you? They didn't do anything to you. You fell for them.
And that's fine, because here's the thing. As an adult, I'm grown enough to say, you know what? I feel like I'm a little bit too much invested in you, or I'm more invested in you than you are in me. So I'm gonna fall back. And I remove that. I'm gonna be all the way grown about it, and I'm gonna delete your number out of my phone.
I'm not
completely delivered though, Precious. So you can't expect
I'm
that
helping
from me.
you, but I'm helping you. So you delete all of their contact information.
Don't.
And what happens is when they understand that, okay, cool, this is her fallback, I'm either going to move forward or I'm going to stay fell back. Can't call them.
The thing is, what are you falling back from if they never knew that
their entire existence? What's the point?
No, see that? No.
That's right. But it's like because they're. I mean, like I'm telling you, there's this dude. Like I just felt like he had it going on, and I'm like, hey, keep your guards up. I had let my guards down that time. And I'm like, before I knew it, I was like, man, I want to be around him. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
That's right.
How did this happen?
See, that's why you
over here in your feelings by yourself. And you can't
fall back.
Insurance.
You're not being mad at him. You are protecting.
Mad at him.
But here's the thing. You have to protect yourself. That's your fault, though. Because you should have told him, you know what? I think you're a dope dude. However,
his dope just caught me off guard.
And
like I wasn't ready for that.
Said, no. I'm about to play myself, entertaining you, so I'm going to take a step back.
No,
and
it wasn't even entertaining him. It was just the whole everything, like the way he worked, his mindset. It was just things like that just made him. I'm like,
so that's what you do.
And that's what
you did with this. Listen, come over to Simply Ease Farm, okay? That's my insurance company. That's my insurance company. They got a farm, so it's Simply Ease Farm. And so you just have some insurance pieces on the sideline, and then you stalk him a little bit, through on the, whatever social media site, but you don't call him. Don't call him. You text him every blue moon, like once a blue moon, and then he's gonna send you an invite to his birthday. I didn't get my invite yet for his birthday. And then you go on his Snapchat, hey, and then you like, okay, and then you post a picture of you and your new dude, or you and your cousin. He don't know that's your dude, and then he'll be like, oh wow, she sent somebody new, that's cool. And then he gonna constantly be looking at all your little stuff, and
see, that's too much work for what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm over it now, but I just thought about it like that just caught me up, caught me by guard, and I could off guard, and I definitely could have been bitter about that, but I just, he didn't do anything about it. So
Kelly,
like,
I'm gonna own my crazy. It is what it is.
But working towards getting over bitterness, it's a day by day process, you all. So just work daily to just release, relax, relate, release, and just let them go. Just got to free your mind, free yourself. And we are going to take a short musical break. And Rhonda, when we come back, we are talking about co-parenting. Is it possible?
Is it, Rhonda?
Do you have a baby by somebody?
Oh, Lord.
that you can't stand, but y'all trying to get it together for the kids. We're going to talk about that when we come back. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
Yeah, I'm about to go get it. About to go get it. This about to change my living. Yeah, about to go get it. Yeah, I'm about to go get it. About to go get it. This about to change my living. What? I woke up early in the morning. Yeah, I had a bright idea. I woke up early in the morning. Yeah, I had a bright idea. And it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, and I'm about to get it. And I'm about to get it. I woke up early in the morning. Yeah, I had a bright idea. I woke up early in the morning. Y'all just don't know how I feel. And it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, it's gonna make $1 million. And I'm about to get it. And I'm about to get it. Y'all, I woke up sitting in my Maserati. Candy paint black, got the big body. Later this evening, I'ma switch up on them. Jump in the back of my Bugatti. Yeah, backseat president, 5-bed resident. Ain't thinking about paying rent. Got skyscraper condos, car for the elevator. Floor won't gon' be pink. See money like water, so I can just spend it. Cause I just invented some shit that's intended to keep making me that guapa, that guapa, that guapa. Don't know the deal is beginning. Man, I don't even cook myself. Get washed up coming to America. Got ladies all around like hell. Yeah, throw my clothes on, hit the hysteria. Yeah, diamonds on the neck. You see me, Cuban on the wrist. You see me, born with the fit. But the fit is 8216. Yeah, I had a plan, now I'm the man. So I'ma take it as far as I can. Gonna got me a whole island. Straight tropic. Yeah, I'm gonna be out here wildin'. I woke up early in the morning, yeah, I had a bright idea. I woke up early in the morning, yeah, I had a bright idea. And it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, and I'm about to get it. And I'm about to get it. So fresh and so clean, that's what they say. Yeah, Armani suit and it's tailored to me. Always gonna have some Chuck Taylors on me. Keep a bunch of different flavors on me. Big face, all I want is big face. Yeah, that's what keep a hustler in the rich place. Yeah, that's what keep the haters with the shit face. Keep the money coming at a fast pace. Yeah, got a boat that Costa Rica. Modern one deck, mamacita. Plus there's plenty of room, dozens of meters for when I pop bottles and turn with my people. Hell no, I ain't worried about nothing. Got dogs that push that button. Plus I got a whole staff on payroll, so I gotta eat like glutton. Yeah, turn my Millie silly. You see me, eat steaks like I'm in Philly. You see me, the ghost like I'm Billy. Legend. But I'm a ghetto boy like Willie. What? They trip off the way that I came up. Cause now when I go, profit plane up. Yeah, ran out any time of the day. I'm on my way. I done stepped my game up. Yeah, I woke up early in the morning. Yeah, I had a bright idea. I woke up early in the morning. Yeah, I had a bright idea. And it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, and I'm about to get it. And I'm about to get it. I woke up early in the morning. Yeah, I had a bright idea. I woke up early in the morning. Y'all just don't know how I feel. And it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, it's gonna make $1 million. Yeah, and I'm about to get it. And I'm about to get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go ahead and change your living. Yeah. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go ahead and change your living. Yeah.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time, on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay, and sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, Sizzling Simply E.
Ow.
Hey, E.
Hey, boo thing.
And sitting next to Sizzling Simply E, we have my other co-host, my other partner in crime, Pretty Precious Bonner.
Ooh.
Hey, Precious.
Hey, Jay. Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm good.
You know, Precious, you know, they say birds of a feather flock together. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. But you all, thank you all so much for joining us. Please go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot, and also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. The song that you were listening to during our break was Bright Ideas by handsome Mr. MC Brain. So you all make sure you go to his page and check it out. title of the album is Cinderfella. So check out the
He
song
delicious
was
too. He could be my Cinderfella.
Right Ideals. Let's get into this topic, you all. Tonight we are talking about co-parenting. Is it possible?
Yes.
First, what is co-parenting to you, E? What is co-parenting?
When they shacking up. Yeah.
So that's the only situation where they can co-parent is when they shacking.
They shacking. That's just a new term. That's new white folk term for shacking up. That's all that is.
Okay,
that's shacking up.
So you still got access to that.
Yeah, you got X. Come on now. But I do know about two guys that they're living with them and the mother, ex-wife, whatever they stay together, and they say that they're not having sex with their wife. And they're not trying to holler at me. No, seriously, we're just friends, whatever. Like we just talk, whatever. But they say that they're not. They go out or whatever, and I'm like, well, you got to screw somebody. And they're like, no, I'm just here for my child. I'm like.
But so co-parenting to you means that they're co-parenting and they're cohabitating.
They doing it. They doing the nasty. They busting.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to deal with that one. Then if you're in a situation where you are living with the person that you okay. But according to an online source, co-parenting is an unmarried or divorced couple sharing the duties of parenting a child or children. And with 50% of first-time marriages and 75% of second-time marriages ending in divorce, now let alone the number of people that never even made it down the aisle. You got your baby mama here, your baby mama there. Put all that to the side. But people have to figure out how to parent for the sake of the children. Whatever the reason was that the relationship didn't end, it's not them babies' fault. So we gotta, as
adults, be them little brats
we gotta, but hey, he's like, I ain't want no kids. Well, sugar,
didn't stop you from
were still there
shooting them in
your
me.
Wink wasn't on vacation when she was getting knocked up. So if you were there and you didn't stop it and she didn't stop it, listen, the baby here, I can't stand him. I can't stand sugar. Too bad. Y'all did y'all shouldn't have been doing the horizontal mambo if you couldn't stand that person or you didn't want to take a chance on having a baby with that person. So that's just that. Now, do you or have you ever co-parented in the past?
Yes, I did co-parent, and you know what? And I will take back the shacking up portion. When I did actually co-parent, we were not sleeping with one another. So no, I have co-parent or whatever. We were not having sex. I had my boyfriend, and he accepted it, and he dealt with the fact that we had children together. Me and this guy stayed together. We had children together, and that was that. But he knew that no one was tapping his butt, my man.
Now we have Brandon B. Smooth Cox. He's saying co-parenting is both parents having agreement and positive communication for the sake of their kids. I totally agree with that, Brandon. Now with you, Precious, have you ever co-parented or in the past, or are you currently co-parenting?
I am actually currently co-parenting with my ex-husband.
Our lesbian life don't have to be put on Facebook.
And so how is that working?
You know what? Some days it's better than others. I tell people all the time, for a long time, we didn't co-parent.
You're not co-parenting. Co-parenting means that you live there.
No, it doesn't.
No. Y'all living in the same house.
No,
that's what we talking about.
No, we're not. You talking about cohabitate. That's why. That's why I asked you. I said
nope.
I'm dead.
I will not. No, ma'am. Nope. So I am currently co-parenting. I am not taking that bait. You see how good I'm being today? Won't he do it? But no, for the longest time, he and I did not co-parent. We were together for many years, and all my children ever knew was mommy and daddy were together. Like we were married, and then once we separated, when we first separated, we didn't co-parent. He couldn't stand the air that I breathed, and in fact, he would hold his breath.
That was deep. He definitely had some bitterness issues going on right there.
It was hilarious. It was funny to me, though. I just thought it was funny. But here recently, I would say over the past 6 months to a year, we finally, actually the last 6 months, we finally got into a place to where if something's going on with the kid, he'll call me, I'll call him. And he'll, it's for the most part, Let me clarify, because it is not easy and everybody can't die all the time. So,
Man,
for the most part, it is okay. And it's productive. We still have our moments, and like, y'all said, it's definitely a struggle and it is a battle every day.
Now we have Kelly Webb. She's saying, yes, it's possible, but it can become complicated when the other parent doesn't have respect or communication skills regarding the child or children. Now, is it possible to have a successful co-parenting arrangement when the parents don't get along?
Absolutely.
How can it be successful if they don't get along?
Because my children are more important than you, period. And if every parent truly thought about it that way, it would be a non-issue.
It ain't more important to me. I barely like it, look.
What about you, E? Do you think it's possible?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, Stella got a groove back. That was possible. He couldn't stand her. She couldn't stand him. She even lit all his stuff on fire. But he came over, got his children on the weekend, and dropped them back off on Sunday.
Wasn't that waited to exhale?
Same difference. Same difference. Same person.
Hey, she done mixed up what, 2 stories.
Same writer, same person. Go ahead, Angela. What about you?
Well, no, I mean, I don't think that it can be successful when they don't get along. I mean, you definitely have to tackle that getting along situation first, because if not, then it's going to be all this confusion and nonsense in front of the kids. So until you get past that part, at least to the point where you can be adults. I'm not saying you have to be BFFs, but until you work past that that bitterness and that resentment towards each other for whatever has happened, until you get past that, you can't work together. You ain't even gonna be able to speak to each other, because it's like you're gonna always be arguing with each other when you see each other. The exchange with the kids is gonna be nasty.
And see, that's, for me, that was the problem, right? My ex-husband, he's very bitter. I mean, freakishly bitter. And I was very unemotional about the situation. I was like, I didn't see the point in it. And so for me, the reason that he and I could go through for the most part is because he would try to talk and I'd be like, cool, have a good day, bye. Put my window up and keep on pushing. For what? I've always had a rule where I'm not going to argue in front of my children. I don't care who you are. I'm not finna argue with the waitress. I'm not finna argue with the manager at the restaurant.
You be talking about them.
She be arguing. None of that in front of my children. So I definitely ain't finna do it with their daddy. Now my kids don't be there. And that ain't got to do with nothing. I just won't tip you.
So now, what can parents do to develop a successful co-parenting relationship?
I don't know. You know what I do co-parent with my ex-husband. So we co-parent with our boys and everything. And you just have to have communication. I mean, with the other one, I'm sorry. I don't know if he's watching or not, the other one. So he already know. We don't co-parent because in order to co-parent, you have to come actually and get your children. I mean, and actually call them up and everything else. I mean, everything is real,
I agree, because I never experienced co-parenting, and my son is good and grown now, so I don't have the experience on co-parenting, even though it had always been an option for me. But it's like, if you choose to be in this, and I just have to call it what it is. If you choose to be a deadbeat, then you just choose to be a deadbeat. And just because you pay child support is not being a parent. Child support is not being a parent. Child support is not being in a parent's life. So if that's what a person feels like, oh, well, I paid child support, I did my duty. Okay, then your kid will grow up and be grown and have no recollection of who you are outside of what your name is. So that's just something that you have to deal with. But I never had to deal with that. You know what?
In especially my situation, my kid's dad, he and again, I say this all the time because now again we're in a good space. But one of the things with him is that he has a lot more free time on his hands than I do. So when the kids are with him during the summer, they get to spend more time doing arts and crafty type crap that I'm not finna do. All of the crap that I'm not going to do, he's more of a creative person. Well, he paying child support is not much of nothing.
That's why kids need both of their parents, because what your things, what you do your thing with them, and then he does his thing with them, and that's what I think that makes co-parents is successful. Now, according to an online source, here are a few tips on how to make co-parenting successful without all the drama. You all, this is going to take work. It's not easy. It does not happen overnight, but you just got to think of them little kids. That's who this is for. It ain't about you guys becoming best friends. If that happens, I mean, yippee. I know people that, I think it's kind of, I don't know, but if they're best friends and they can get along, they invite them over to dinner with the new spouses. I mean, if that's how you're going to rock out. But at the end of the day, let it be done for your kids. The first thing is to make sure, like what has already been said, make sure there is an open line of communication. Now, that means listen as well as talk. A lot of people think that communication is just about talking. Mm-hmm. You got to listen and hear what the other parent is saying. You got to listen. You may not like it, but you got to listen to it. You got to respect it, because at the end of the day, that's their parent too. I mean, so that's the beginning of it, but you got to listen and you got to kind of compromise there. Keep adult issues amongst adults.
Yeah. Facts.
Never discuss grown folk, and I'm saying it again, never discuss grown folk business with your kids, okay? Because see, now you turning your kids again. You know the reason why me and your mama ain't together because, she found her a new boyfriend, or the reason why me and your daddy ain't together because he was back there, with Miss Shirley back there. Hey, that ain't the kids' business. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Just because he or she was not a good mate or spouse to you, do not poison them babies' minds against their parents. Let grown folks business.
I had this grandma tell my child that crap. I'm gonna tell you the real reason why your parents broke up. But I was like,
right, what? That ain't they. That's
how you know. How you was in our relationship like that last month? Remember, you was not living in the house with us. So how you gonna tell our child how when my child, how you and your son, me and your son broke up? How that work? Who does that?
Oh, it happens.
Yeah, so it's like keep grown.
So I don't do in-laws.
Keep grown folk business away from the children. Have respect and patience with each other. Now, this is key. You got to learn how to play well with others. You got to learn how to work well with others. Now, I know it's not some of our strong suits, because I know I definitely would have had an issue, because the times that he wanted to come, I just cringed. And oh God, when Father's Day came, oh, now you got a kid. Yeah. No, okay, there you go. But I could have, him a little moments. But I didn't, because I always had to remember, this ain't about me. This is about this one right here. When he grow up, that's the last thing I wanted, for him to be able to say, my mama kept me away from my dad. And ain't just say, he can call it what it is. My daddy ain't much, Yeah, he ain't
right.
He ain't trying
to be there. Good God darn.
It's so funny, because like anybody who knows me knows this. My children have smartphones. They can video call, they can text, they can do anything that they want to do with their phones. They got unlimited data. Okay. They know their father's phone number. They have a kid's messenger account, and they can do whatever they want to. They randomly call their grandfather, video call at least once, twice a week, just because they don't even want nothing.
Now, here's the thing I want to say, and I'm not even gonna say fathers. I'm gonna say non-custodial parents.
Sperm donors.
Okay? Non-custodial parents.
Sperm donor.
If your kids are calling you, call your kids back.
Egg donor.
If they texting you, call them kids. Listen, call them kids back. Because see, I know a big thing for me was my son would always, because you say they have their own little phones and stuff. So that he's calling you. It ain't me calling you. I ain't called you. And
they have their own phone specifically, so that it ain't me calling you.
And
do Messenger. We got too much technology.
So how low are you to not return their call?
We got too much technology.
Not to return their texts. It's just
the thing is in my children's case, like, it's not even if they call him, he'll answer and he'll talk to them. But it got to a point to where my children stopped calling him. So
I know some non-custodial parents that these kids are calling, and they ain't never calling them back. They ain't never texting them back. That's just tacky and low, okay? Because if it was your dip or your side piece calling, you would break your left wrist to call them
left
back.
nut to call them
For
back.
the parent in that case, you should just sign this form that you need in order to get a passport, and then you should not ever talk to them ever again.
But now, how fair is that to the kids, though? Because it's like,
obviously, it's more fair, right? Because at least that child has given up hope, and that child isn't sitting at the freaking window.
But they
hoping
never
that
give
this
up.
person-
They never give up hope. They never give up hope on the parents. I'm grown, and I never gave up hope, and I never give up hope that maybe one day, you know, Mr. I ain't gonna say his last
I don't know.
name.
Do guys think like that though?
Yeah, but kids don't give up hope.
No, children don't. I can't stand that. Children don't give up hope. That blows
Yeah,
me. Give
like-
up hope.
That's why I'm like, wait. See, again, I was a different kind of kid. I didn't believe in.
But
too
here's
much
the thing:
stuff.
even as being grown, and my father is not in my life, and my father had not been in my life, but I hope one day that he would be in my son's life. I mean, you ain't got to be raggedy all your life.
All your
you
life.
know, you can get it together. At one point, you missed out on me, but you do have an extension on offspring. So,
but you know,
listen,
did you
ain't
ever
gotta
have
be
a
raggedy.
conversation with your dad to say, "Hey, I know me and you don't get along, or me, you
But
be
we
you."
do get along whenever I see him. You know, it's
But did you sit and so here's the thing with me and my dad. When I was younger, me and my dad didn't talk. But once I got pregnant with my daughter, I went to my dad and I said, "Look, me and you, we ain't meshing right now." I said, "But you finna have a whole little person." I said, "If nothing else, you know I'm your child. Look at me. I look like you. And this child coming from me, so you know it's mine."
But see, the thing is, some people, and here's the thing, some people just ain't much. They ain't gonna never be much. They
Ain't worth a good guy, darn it.
Ain't worth much. And you know, you try, but again, that's when I say you don't give up on them. You try. He's still here, so there is still some hope that he could come around, or I don't have to call you from a second line just to get you to answer phone, because you know you saved my real phone number in your phone. Listen, fam, I'm just calling to check on you and make sure you're all right, because
So stop checking on them.
Your offspring trying to bury you. That's all I'm saying. Your siblings trying to bury you. That's all I'm saying. I'm just calling to make sure you all right. I ain't calling to ask you for nothing. You know, it's those type of things. But you never give up hope. It's like, okay, maybe tomorrow he'll get his mind right and, you know, recognize he got a whole other generation.
See, this is why y'all jump out of bushes and stuff, because y'all got too much patience and understanding for society.
It's different. Okay, you have your father. Your father's there. You've known your father. He's been with you. That's the difference.
Right, but I'm speaking from a point
That's
of view
from a point
that
where
have not had.
So the hope is going to always there, regardless on how.
I'll loan you my daddy.
Well,
he barbecue.
You know,
he shoots
you want
stuff.
her own, but you want your own. And
you know,
like,
I'm okay though. But my thing is, what I said that to say this: you don't get over it. It doesn't matter how old you are. And I see that with my son. It's just like it makes the yearning even more. And it's like I have nieces and nephews, and I see how they yearn for their fathers. Yeah. And it's just like, okay, you're trying to be a good parent and not bash, you know, their parents. You know, we're gonna bash them together, but you ain't gonna bash the kids and, you know, and spoil their dreams, because they believe that they daddies is good, just like they believe in Santa Claus. We know that that's a whole bunch of hocus pocus.
See, and you know what? And it's so funny because, and this is a whole different thing, but it also goes into the whole co-parenting thing, because I was having a conversation with somebody and we were talking about one of the differences between women who grow up knowing their fathers and women who don't.
There's definitely a difference.
This person argued with me and they're like, "No, that's not true." And I was like, okay, you know what? It's fine. But at the same time, especially having this conversation, because my parents, my mom couldn't stand my father. When I tell you she could not stand him, but my mother didn't. My mother would call him, he was a sperm donor. He was my sperm donor, because he and I wasn't meshing, not because of anything my mother ever said about him, but because of what I saw with my own two eyes from him. However, as I got older, I decided, you know what? It's not about me anymore. It's about my child. But with that being said, my children are very much more realistic. My son, he doesn't believe in Santa Claus. This little boy never believed in Santa Claus. My daughter, he literally
We've already determined that your kids are, whenever we are talking about kids, we are not including your kids in that conversation, because most of these little kids, you know, and I don't know why, but they still believe in Santa Claus. They still believe in the Easter Bunny and all this other stuff. So like I say, they still, they want to have that belief. They want to have something good. And it's like the belief, it kind of, fuels you like, okay, yeah, one day it's going to happen. One day it may never happen, but that's the reality of it. But yeah, I mean, you'll never stop wanting your parents to be together. You'll never stop wanting to desire a relationship with them unless it's something that really, really drastic that happened. And then maybe it'll cut that off. But still, even once that person has forgiven and gotten over that, then the yearning for that relationship will resume. That's just my opinion.
Let's get to Kobe, his initial comment. Kobe said, but you have to be careful what your partner teach your kids if they aren't the biological parents of kids that they're co-parenting.
Right. And that goes to the next thing that I was going to say. Don't try to control or manipulate the child or children and turn them against the other parent. Realize that only hurts the kids.
Exactly.
Look, when you go over there, you better not be doing this. You better not. And, I'm just doing this because whatever the case is, listen, stop. Keep that negative stuff. Don't put that negative stuff in them kids. Let them continue to believe whatever they believe about their parents because they believe no matter the saddest thing. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but even the most neglectful parent, those babies still love those parents. They can't see nothing wrong with their parents. So who are we to point and say, yeah, now your mama crackhead, your daddy this, your daddy that? Who are you to tell them babies that?
I tell my children when they do go over to see over their father's house, I'm like, listen, y'all know your grandmother doesn't cook. Your daddy can't cook. So I would advise you all to make your eggplant parmesan now. Don't bake it. Just put it together. And then when y'all go there, bake it so you can eat because I'm not cooking. It's me and my little dude. We good. We go eat really well. So that's the most that I, say. They know how I feel. He knows how I feel. I mean, it is what it is. We're not ever going to be back together. And that's a great feeling, when you're over that parent and they're over you, it's a mutual feeling, but you don't poison the thought the child because eventually they're going to see, dang, my parent just wasn't here, whether it be your mother or your father. I mean, I have friends and I have male friends that the baby mamas, she just dropped them off and was not there. Either she decided, she wanted to be a crackhead or, whatever. And it's more so, I have the friends whose the mother is deciding to be a crackhead or whatever and just have nothing to do with the children or whatever and just walk completely out.
Yeah, I know a couple
but them kids still love that. They still love that mother and they still, the parent, she's a crackhead to you, but to them kids,
that's still really putting negative child. You're teaching your child that it's okay not only to talk crap about people, but to talk about them behind their backs, and that it's okay to male bash and it's okay to woman bash or whatever it is. And you're literally teaching your child it's okay to put down another person, which is definitely not cool. But on top of all of that, you're opening the door so that once things are decent, or at least you can attempt to co-parent, now this child is going to take playing y'all off of each other up a notch. And you just sat there and you encouraged that foolishness because you can't get out your own feelings. So don't do that mess. That's not cool.
Harold Estelle said, because he's a co-parenting, he said, it worked for me. She's 32 now, a well-grounded woman, in which she is, for
Thank
their
you
co-parenting.
so much for sharing that, Harold.
His daughter is a lawyer now, matter of fact. But he was, in her life and everything else, he was in Brittany's life. So
and see, and with that though, it's just like both parents, when you're talking about that parent to that kid, that's destroying that kid because you're a part that's a part of them. So, and I just think about for myself, like, had I always said, my son, you look just like your dad, and he's not, that could have had negative effects on him because of the whole situation. But what I in turn did was, I'm like, when he do something crazy, and if I catch myself slipping, I'm like, if he don't stop acting like me, even though I know he wasn't acting like me, but it catch me off.
See, I blame it on their grandpa. I said that's why you're acting like your granddaddy.
But even when the parent is that, when you are trying to co-parent or whatever, and that parent is not there, then that's the opportunity for that family to pick up the slack, that they know that their child is not there in their child's life. You know that this is your son or your daughter's child or whatever. Then you, as the parent, as the auntie or whatever, need to pick up that slack and then co-parent with this mother or this father to raise this child and stuff, because it's not fair to the child. The child didn't ask to be here. He just, got to the goal before his other siblings got to the goal.
You were the winner.
Right? You're the trophy, right?
And then talk to a professional. These type of situations are not easy to deal with. It's not always easy to just let go all of this stuff that has happened. So you may need to talk to somebody and fix what y'all, or at least try to put a little tape or a band-aid over it so that y'all can kind of jump over that hump, so that y'all can start the line of communication, so that y'all can form some type of relationship to start being together for the kids. Ain't nobody saying
I got a shade question.
I got
a shade question.
I love shade.
Some women can't take it when you move on and get someone better. Why is that? So shady. This is from Marcus Deloney.
Oh, I don't know.
Marcus, with your shady self, listen.
I don't know.
Y'all ask it, Jay.
I mean, I don't know. I ain't never had that problem, so you can't take it. I mean, who's better?
Like, I was going to say, first and foremost, who's better? What he look like?
Who's better? And it's like, some women can't take it when you move on to get somebody better, but she may be better to you, but that's, I mean, I just think that's that's your opinion. Like that she was better than the last person. Because, I mean, how do you know that you wasn't doing her a favor by moving on?
How you know you wasn't just good in the bed? How you know you wasn't
time out? Better yet, hold on. Better yet, how do you know that you wasn't sitting there lying to her and she thinking that y'all are this and y'all are actually this, and she comes up pregnant and you pull away from her?
Marcus, it's a whole lot of ways to look at that and to answer that.
How you know it's your baby?
No, I ain't going there. I'm just saying, Marcus, it's just a whole lot of ways to look at that particular situation. So I just think that that's an opinion, a case by case.
Kobe answered it. Go ahead, Kobe, because they still in love with the ex who need to move on. You still stuck on her. Yes.
Okay. Well, Now here's the thing. Now, what are some things that could cause co-parenting to be complicated? What are the things that could cause co-parenting?
What you call it? Say you ain't got over it. I mean, the co-parent, you ain't. What causes things? You're still in love with that parent. You want that parent and you to have a relationship, and it's not going to happen. Just get over it and just deal with the children.
Now, do you believe that co-parenting is harmful or helpful to the children?
It can be both, honestly. I told my ex-husband, I told my kid's dad a long time ago, I said, if at the time you were a good co-parent, at least we would still be married. Because at the time I was in a place to where my children mean so much more to me than just about anything else. So where I would have stayed in a very unhappy marriage because it was beneficial for my children. But it got to a point to where his neglectful behavior was rubbing off on my children. And so what I told him was, I said, at this point, you're not more beneficial to be here. So you need to not be here. So if it's a situation where the co-parent has horrible habits, like they're in the house chilling on the couch smoking pot with the kids there, why? Why are you subjecting your children to that type of behavior? That's not a good co-parent.
Now, according to an online source, parents are urged to consider co-parenting their children. Co-parenting helps the child or children deal with the changes in their parents' relationships. The children get continued stability and a close relationship with both parents. Now, I know that this might not be easy to do. Again, I'm going to say that again. I know that this may not be easy to do, but through all of the hurt and all of the pain, we got to remember this is for the kids and this is to make them whole. This is to help them to not have to possibly deal with what we are dealing with as parents. So we just got to try as much as possible. And I know I live in my feelings. You all lives in the Pettyville. My address is FEELINGS. I live in my feelings. That's my address. I stay
can't help
there.
myself.
But you know what? It's something that I'm aware of, and it's something that every day I strive to just, you know what? You come on, that's that tick right there. That's that tick that, they want you to address. Right. So let me not dwell there and let me just try to do what's best for the kids. And here's the thing, it's not always easy to move on, especially if you, like we said, if you still got feelings for that person or you still in love with that person. It's not easy. It's not easy to move on because they moved on, but you still stuck in the relationship.
Exactly.
But for the kids, you got to work through that. And sometimes you got to remove yourself from the situation and let somebody in your family do it. You got to appoint somebody in your family to be that stand-in person until you can get your mind and your emotions together to be able to successfully co-parent.
Right.
But in no time, at no point while you're going through your feelings should you deny that kid from being with their parent.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing. And I always tell people when it came to my situation, I knew he was the one that was in his feelings. I was done. So in an effort to allow my children to at least be able to see their father, I was like, hey, you know what? I'll drop them off to your mom's house, whatever. And I couldn't stand her either. But that was me being the bigger person because again, my kids I have no bitterness toward him because I was done with you. He was bitter because he wasn't done. So I made all of these concessions to where I had people, men and women, telling me, you doing too much. Why are you sitting here and doing all this? Because my thing was, it's not about me. I knew he was hurt. And in an effort to make sure that he, to kind of ease the pain for him and to keep my children where they needed to be, I did more than I needed to do. But that was because it was the right thing for my children.
Mm-hmm. Now we have Rhonda Lake saying, when it all boiled down, everyone had their opinion on how they view the relationship. And then we have Kevin Bates. He's saying, hi, I'm single. I'm not sure what that is. Single. I have love for my ex, but am not in love with her. 2 different states. I'm looking for some. Okay.
That's not the hookup. Wait, hold that thought. That's for
right now,
Kevin.
You all, I'm gonna proofread before I start reading some of these comments. But the thing is, it's like for the kids, we gotta address these issues, and we gotta definitely move past that as much as possible. Mm-hmm. Now, should court-ordered child support be involved if a co-parenting arrangement has been established? Do you think somebody should still collect child support?
No, if they're already, if they've decided they're going to do the co-parenting and everything like that, then no, you shouldn't have to worry about no child support because they're doing what they need to do. Both parents are doing what they need to do.
Okay, what about you?
No, I agree. I believe that you have to have a real conversation about, what you guys need, what the kids need, and how you're going to go about it. Now, if we agree on something, you don't do what you're supposed to do, I'm gonna send them people at you. But that's your fault.
So now this is the put kind of a twist to it. If both parents are married to other people, should the spouses have input on the co-parenting arrangement? So we've both married and moved on. Both parents have married and moved on. Should we be listening to what our spouses are saying about the co-parenting arrangement, or should we say, you know what, babe, I'm gonna let us work it out.
If we've already worked this out or whatever, then there is no reason for you to come in and say, well, I think you should do it this way. No, if we already got something good going on and we're not excluding you out of this because initially we're all a family, that's just regardless. I'm sorry, it's already been handled. You don't need to put any input to because you feeling left out. You already in this. You in here.
Face. It's coming.
So now, what about this scenario? So, say for instance, they both were single at the time when the co-parenting agreement was put together, and so they said, you know what? For holidays, we all get together. It's just us, your parents, and the kids. We all get together and do the holidays. But now you got a spouse. Are you going to still get together for the holiday and bring the spouse?
Yes. I wish I would sit down at my house and my man, my husband, whatever, is with his child over at Sandra's house. I'm with you too, baby. And then Sandra can bring her happy-go-lucky behind over here with us.
You know what? And again, I'm not petty enough of a person sometimes, and I acknowledge that because my children always want their dad around. They always want both of their parents around. And so I'm a big enough of a person to be like, we're going to have Christmas at my house. all y'all come. I don't care if you bring your mama. I'll put anybody out. So I don't care. I am that person to where if it's what's best for my children, I'm going to do it. So we can have him, his girlfriend, her mama, all they little bad kids. Now don't bring your cousins because I don't do cousins. I don't even do my own cousins. But you can bring everybody to my house because again, you are now a part of my children's life. We gonna make this work, period.
So now we have Marcus Deloney saying, I disagree because the only thing that matters is the child being raised the right way. We have to want more for our kids. And then he goes on to say, women use child support as a way to get back. As a way to get back at who, Marcus?
Marcus, it's okay.
Because here's the thing, child support is for the child. So are you saying that a person, the non-custodial parent, should get away without having any financial responsibility for their child? This, I'm not saying father, I'm not saying mother, I'm saying non-custodial parent. Should they get off scot-free without having to pay anything for their children? I mean, you pay life insurance, you pay your car note, you pay all this other stuff.
Pay child support.
Why can't you pay child support? Why can't you, if you cannot work out something with that parent, or if you're not contributing, listen, if you want child support, but you don't want to give money, why can't you go shopping for the kids and drop off a substantial amount? Put something on that light bill, put something on that gas bill, since everybody want to complain about how the child support is being spent. If the lights go off and she in the dark, guess what? Your child is in the dark. If it ain't no food in that refrigerator, guess what? Your child does not have anything to eat.
I'm finna give Alvin a shameless plug. How you gonna complain about child support when you ain't got life insurance for your child?
Right. So here's the thing. So it's just like, you know, you
ain't got life insurance for
you can't complain because if they were over there with you,
you would have to do those.
You have to do those things. So here's the thing: when you having a child and raising a child is a full-time responsibility, mentally, emotionally, and financially. So stop thinking that it don't cost to raise kids. It costs to raise kids, and just because they got child support, now I'm gonna give you, listen, fellas. Now I know that some of them drag you down there because they still mad at you. I get that. I'm not disputing that. However, there are some that get child support because you can't skate through life. First of all, you're not going to see the kids, but then you think that you're not going to contribute financially as well.
You know what? I'm going to put it to you like this.
Well, he said he's not saying that because he has to pay child support plus he gets things for his children. But that's the part of being a parent.
Right.
That's just regardless.
At the end of the day, I tell people all the time, I have 2 children with my ex-husband, same person. If I did not have 2 children, I would have a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment. I could live wherever I want to. Okay.
Right.
However, I have these 2 little crumb snatchers that eat everything in the sun. And then they like their own beds and all of this other crap. And they got closets full of clothes that have to be supplied. So what I pay for as far as the difference between a 3-bedroom apartment and a 1-bedroom apartment, you know, it's not my responsibility. That is our joint responsibility.
And at the end of the day, it's like the kids have to be taken care of. So like, stop focusing on like child support is a punishment. It could be, but at the end of the day, try to think about your kids. So whatever arrangements you have to do to jump over those hurdles to make this co-parenting thing work for your kids, you have to do it. Because guess what? Them your babies and you love them. Hopefully
if you file joint custody for them, you won't be paying child support. That saves child support right there. Now you can get your daughter everything she needs because you done filed joint custody.
You got it 2 weeks.
So you all, thank you so much. You have been listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. Thank you all so much. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Peace out.
Thank you for hitting the J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.